Hello, everybody, and welcome to the March Astro and Tarot predictions for all 12 zodiac signs. Well, I'm very excited. I don't know about you, Sophie. You haven't
heard a lot about
yet. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I heard a lot about the month of March. So, so far, I'm interested in knowing what you will have to say because I heard that it can be rock and roll.
Yeah, I believe it will be. So probably this is not an understatement to say that March is the most eventful, intense month of the whole year of 2025. We have two eclipses. So the first eclipses of 2025, which will be within the month of March. Two planets going retrograde, which are closer planets, so personal planets, Mercury and Venus, which impact us a lot, going retrograde during the month of March. We have the spring equinox, so the start of the real astrology year. We have a Venus star point, so a conjunction between Venus as the sun, which marks really important developments in Venusian areas. And we have Neptune changing sign, which happen every 14 years or so. So this is a big deal. I think it's going to usher like huge changes. I think we will remember this month of March 2025 for probably the rest of our lives. Not necessarily that like everything will happen during the month of March, but it will start like a whole, let's say, important transformation process for all of us, for sure. So with that being said, today I'll do a really quick introduction just to show you the important dates and have an overall monthly reading with Sophie. And then the winner also, we will announce the giveaway winner for the birthdays for the month of March. And then we will dive into the 12 zodiac signs. So stay tuned for the intro because I think we will dive into important things. And then you can also look at your sun sign, rising sign, and moon sign. And in my opinion, rising sign first, second, your sun sign, and then your moon sign will give you more like psychological developments regarding astrology in the month of March. So I'll first talk about the important dates, and then we will dive into the tarot with the general predictions. So let me share with you my calendar that I created on the Maison Jupiter Academy. If you'd like to get it, the link will be down below in the description box. So this is an overview, and I'll pinpoint, like, to me, which are the most important dates within the month of March. So when we start March, on the very first day, we have Venus going retrograde. So this is a huge deal. If you'd like to know more about Venus retrograde, I dive into it a lot deeper in the astrology video that I put on the channel. So go watch this one if you want to know more, because it's going to make, let's say, an important parallel in your personal life with what was happening 4 years ago and 8 years ago. So go check that video out if you'd like to know more. But it's going to start the month of March with a lot of review regarding relationships, money matters. So this is the first important dates. And then on the 14th, we have the full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo at 23 degrees. Huge deal, because this is the first eclipse in the sign of Virgo of the whole Virgo Pisces series that we have. Also the first eclipse of 2025, which is a difficult one, not gonna lie. So we will share tips on how to best adapt, navigate this really intense energy, but there are silver linings to that eclipse. I just want to remain hopeful for you guys, but this is the truth. There are a lot of silver linings there. And then on the 15th, so on the day after, we have Mercury going retrograde. That will be for 3 weeks retrograde, so until the beginning of April. And for Venus, I didn't talk about Venus, but Venus will go direct on April 12th, and Mercury will go direct on April 7th. So if you have important decisions to make regarding money, investments, relationships, big purchases, it's better, if you can, to wait until April, until mid-April, if you can. We'll talk about that a little bit later on.
Also, right. I don't know if you mentioned that.
Work?
Yeah.
Yes, if you can.
Yeah,
It's
because
better.
signing of papers and agreeing to a job that relates to money. I don't know if you named
Yeah,
that.
all sorts of agreements. You're totally right. All sorts of agreements. It's better to delay a little bit because while those two planets are retrograde, they usher like a big period of reflection, of review of what we truly want. So we're not like fully ready to be like, oh yeah, this is what I want, A, B, C, and D. This can change after the retrograde. But if you really have to make a decision during the retrograde, it's not a bad thing to do. So just make sure you really take the time to review the past before you do it, if you really have to. Okay, so on the 20th, we have the sun entering Aries season. So this is the spring equinox for the Northern Hemisphere. So this is the real start of the year where we're going to have a fresh, new energy, but still, you know, Mercury and Venus will be retrograde. So it's going to be, yes, a new start, but we're still going to be under review for the past at this point. And I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen in the sign-by-sign horoscopes. And then on the 22nd, we have a Sun-Venus conjunction at 2 degrees Aries. Go watch the Venus retrograde video if you'd like to know more about the importance of this date. But this is a really positive date. And then on the 29th, at the very end of the month of March, we have the other eclipse, which is a new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Aries at 9 degrees. Huge deal. This is a very positive one. We're going to feel like we're starting something fresh with new energy, but yet it's not time to crystallize things because also Mercury and Venus are still retrograde at this point. And then at the very end of March, we have Neptune entering Aries, which is a huge deal, which is going to affect the world, but also each and every one of us because it's an outside planet that talk about big trends, and Neptune rules spirituality, rules healing, the arts. So we're going to have a fresh new perspective around all of that stuff. So a lot to say there. And right before we dive into the tarot, I would like to share with you something very exciting that we are launching today while we are filming this and you are seeing this one. So Elena is offering a brand new pre-recorded product, which is going to be a personalized guided meditation that you receive to unblock yourself or unlock any kind of situation in your life that you'd like to get some help unblocking. So that could be to release any kind of blockages in a situation, heal anything about yourself, heal a relationship, get access to more of your gifts, more of your connection to self, self-confidence, release some stress. So it can be really anything you'd like to work on. And she will produce a very personalized pre-recorded meditation for you specifically. So you can listen to it for 21 days and really see the big shifts, because you know that in 21 days, it is a time where we can shift habits, but also we can reprogram our whole inner narrative. So very powerful practice to do, especially right before the spring equinox and with the eclipse season. I think it's going to help tremendously to move past certain blockages. And also Saturn will be very present in astrology, which can bring some challenges, efforts. So this is a really good way that you can work past some of the blockages that you feel in your life. And we have a discount code, which is 10% off for limited time. And the discount code is healing to get 10% off your own personalized meditation with Elena. That will be delivered to you via email. It's going to be a private YouTube video so you can watch and rewatch for all the time that you need. So this is very, very exciting. And the link is down below in the description box. It's also available on the website maisonjupiter.com. Okay, so moving forward, Sophie, can we look at the cards, please, and see what is the general overview of the month of March with the tarot or the cards?
I'm almost scared to look. Oh, Julie, you're going to love it. I'm just going to put an extra card of tarot on top of my oracle card.
Already excited?
Love it. Okay. We have, so this is the very first card, the very first time I see this card, and this is number 23, which is number 5, Venus.
Mm.
Frida is saying never compromise.
Wow.
And the tarot card that goes with it is the Fool.
I love it.
I know. So not only do we have the message of never compromise, reviewing your own value, reviewing whatever has any type of value in your life, yourself, what are your relationship, your values in life in general, your job, what your interaction, anything that you're going to be reviewing. And the fact that it says never compromise is really saying, is there any space in my life where I compromise to for security maybe, or for other reasons, and I'm not in my value, either my personal value or my values in general? And the Fool is going to encourage you to be ready to move out of whatever is no longer connecting to your personal values. And the Fool is always ready for a new adventure because he knows that what is in the past is not giving him what he truly deserves. So, very big energy for the month.
And you know what? Like, I feel like it's so connected to that Venus retrograde energy. Well, which Venus is all about self-value, and we reconnect with what we know we deserve at our core, and how we've compromised maybe in the past, or over compromised, let's say, for other people, situations. And now we're like, whoa, no, let me get back on my path, which is also the eclipses, getting back on our divine destined path, and being ready to take a leap of faith with the new moon eclipse also.
Yeah.
Wow, powerful energies. I am so excited. I cannot tell you. I don't know why. I'm usually excited for eclipses, but now I feel like something big is about to happen, positive shift for all of us. So let us know in the comments, of course, how you feel about that before we start this beautiful month of March. And right before we dive into the sign by sign predictions, we have a giveaway for the community. So this is an overview of our beautiful Maison Jupiter community, which is totally free to join. The link will be also down below if you'd like to join this amazing group of people. And as you can see here, I pinned, well, every week I pinned the show schedule here, and also pinned, which is every month, the birthday giveaway. So this one is for a birthday during the month of March. So to enter the giveaway, you only need to comment below this post. And we've selected a winner for this giveaway, and which is a randomly selected winner. And this month, the giveaway winner to get one beautiful consultation with Sophie will be Corbin Collins. And he says, my birthday is March 6th, and I am working on manifesting a new business centered around astrology and astro magic. Happy birthday to all other March Pisces and March Aries. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Corbin. So you are our lucky winner for the giveaway. And you will have the choice between all of those to get your consultation with Sophie. So this is from the website. So we have a pre-recorded love reading. We have a 1-hour live consultation with Sophie where she can answer all of your questions. Also the 1-hour live consultation, which is a past live reading, if you're interested into diving into that, which with eclipse season can be popular. And also we still have the 30-minute pre-recorded predictions for 2025. So you'll have the choice between all of those. So send us an email, Corbin, and we will make sure to book your appointment ASAP. Thank you so much. And of course, if you are still here, do make sure you like this video if you do enjoy the content, of course, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. It really helps us into expanding our channel, and we thank you in advance for being here and supporting us. So without further ado, let's start, and I will change the here, because we will start, of course, with our beautiful Aries. And I will share my chart for this month. All right. Are we ready to go, Sophie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So I can only share one chart, so you'll have to imagine that this is the first eclipse. So Aries, we will start with you. So for Aries, sun, moon, or rising. So first of all, if you are a March Aries, if your sun is in Aries, a very, very happy birthday and solar return to you. And if you are interested into knowing more about your solar return, I'll put the link below to get the solar return workshop that I've produced, which is an easy workshop to let you select the best place for you to celebrate your solar return and to manifest for your year ahead. But that being said, we have, first of all, on March 14th, a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. And this will activate your sixth house. So that will be close to here, what we have, the south node. So sixth house, well, it's going to be all about work and health for you, Aries. And because this is a full moon lunar eclipse, we're going to talk about a completion of a situation, of a storyline, either seeing the results or a completion of something. And because this eclipse is directly opposed by our friend Saturn, a lot of you, Aries, will need to face reality regarding one situation, either work or health related, and put in the work. So it's going to ask all of us to work harder in the direction of fixing issues, completing some projects. And because we have like so many planets in the sign of Pisces, it will be no longer time to dream big and escape a reality, but rather the time to implement step-by-step new strategies in the practical reality, which is Virgo and the sixth house, with regarding what you want to achieve. So you will be tasked to complete things, projects, putting in the finishing touches to what you have already started. Some Aries could even see a job ending or a professional situation ending. If you do have employees, there can be like the end of some contracts with your employees. Also, it could be a project ending. But for sure, like with the completion of whatever is happening in your sixth house of Virgo, there are probably obstacles, challenges, blockages with that Saturn with work that you'll need to solve in a really practical way with Virgo. So you'll have to be attentive to the details, make sure everything's organized, and all of that Virgoan stuff. So you will be probably also reviewing things from the past with Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde before you can start fresh with your Aries season and feel new, fresh energy. And for this year, Aries is going to be a little bit delayed because it's not the spring equinox, which starts the Aries season on March 20th. Both planets are still going to be retrograde. So you're going to have to wait a little longer until you feel like this big, let's say, energizing new energy. And if your birthday falls between March 20th and April 12th, you will have a solar return year with either Mercury retrograde and or Venus retrograde, so maybe both, forcing you to take a good look throughout your whole year coming. Take a good look at the past and review it to make better decisions for the future. So this is going to be an important theme for you if your birthday is around those dates. So you'll have with this eclipse to adapt quickly, remain flexible, because Virgo's a mutable sign. It loves to adapt to a new environment, do decision. It can turn around quickly. And also finding out of the box solutions to issues, because we do have a very good aspect with that Uranus there. So this eclipse will be shedding some light on something that needs to be addressed, that doesn't work 100%. So you'll have to pay attention to that. And the next 3 weeks will bring the necessary keys for you to redirect what is being needed to tweak here. So then for Aries, on March 29, we have the new moon solar eclipse in Aries in your first house. So this is a big deal for Aries. Because, well, it's in your sign, so it's in your first house, but also because it is a very last eclipse in the sign of Aries of the whole series that we had previously with Libra and Aries. So this marks like the graduation, the completion of the whole learning lessons that you had in the past 2 years. So, and this starts a brand new period where you have learned a lot about yourself, about your direction, about your courage, about your adaptability to change. So understanding the deep transformation of the past 2 years regarding relationships also, because it was in your relationship axis, and stepping into a new territory with the lessons learned at this eclipse. So big eclipse for you. So at this time, we have here Mercury retrograde, Venus also retrograde here. So the planets are still retrograde. So it will still be the time to understand the lessons of the universe to make sense of your next step. But it is time to prepare the ground also and infuse your life with newness. And it will be like one of the first big activation of the spring equinox. So it will bring some new energy, some fresh new energy, new beginnings, courage, energy, new projects. And Neptune is just at this point a few hours away from moving into the sign of Aries, into your sign. So that is big because it's going to mean that it's no longer the time to be passive, dreaming, channeling. It's time to take action with that Neptune moving into your sign about your dreams, about what you'd like to manifest. Also, I think it's going to be very important that you put yourself and your mission and your sense of purpose first. Like we saw in the cards that Sophie pulled before in the intro, do not compromise. And it's one of the good core qualities of an Aries, of a healthy Aries. And I think this eclipse will reinforce that concept for you. You'll have a clear understanding of what needs to change as opposed to what has been done before. And also you'll be moving away from old energy, embracing change and transformation big time. So Sophie, let's look at the cards for our beautiful Aries to see what the month of March will bring for them.
Yes, let's see. So the card is keep going. So I feel like you've already felt exhausted with what you went through, probably with the eclipse and your signs. I feel like you are feeling like you're drained at this time, but it's asking you to renew this effort and to just keep believing in yourself and to keep transforming your life in a good way. Let's see what the tarot also. We have the Empress. So it is time to renew your life, but this time with the energy of the Empress, it's to create. It's a time to be nurturing towards yourself and your projects. It's a time also to be in your inner power, but this is a feminine energy power. So we don't want you to have this very harsh energy of just pushing through everything. We want you to have this great balance. Yes, you have to keep going. Yes, you do have to push a little bit your boundaries, just a little bit, because you are probably, like I said, exhausted and you need to keep going at this point. But it's not, like I said, in a harsh way. It's a way that you need to make sure that your balance is right to be able to have the energy to continue, that you need to stop investing in the wrong places to create Empress energy, your new life. And in that sense of not settling, not giving up. That's why we have the keep going. You still have movement, you still have change, but it needs to be a positive change that is nurturing you, that is going to give you also this balance, like I said, and that you are going to play a big role in that renewal of energy, because you need to be part of the creation of your new life. You need to keep visualizing your new life, and you need to keep investing in it and nurturing it. It's not a time to give up. It's not the time to rest. Probably you're going to have a moment afterwards to rest a little bit, but right now you're at the finish line of something big, I feel.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense with the astrology as well. And don't give up, Aries. We are with you. And remain flexible. Maybe open up your schedule if you can a little bit to, we never know what the eclipse can bring. It's oftentimes unexpected events and news. So we wish you a beautiful, beautiful month of March, and let us know down below in the description box, not in the description box, but in the comments. Wow, my brain is already in Mercury retrograde mode, but let us know in the comments if you do resonate with that, beautiful Aries. And we will switch to our next sign, which is Taurus. So for Taurus, sun, moon, or rising, first, let me talk to you about the first eclipse that we'll have on March 14, which is a full moon, a lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo, and that will activate your 5th house. That will be close to the south node right here. So at this point, Taurus, you will be letting go of a lot of fears, south node, and because also this is a lunar eclipse, so a completion of a big cycle. And with the south node here, we are letting go of a lot of things that do not serve us, and especially regarding how you shine your light, the 5th house, how you are creative. And oftentimes with the Virgo archetypes, it could be regarding your fear of being seen, regarding your true sense of authenticity. Maybe you have some guilt of not being able to be 100% perfect in everything that you do and everything that you create in your creative expression. So we will need to let go of a lot of also perfectionism, which is very Virgo. So you could be letting go of all of those at this eclipse, which can be very, very positive. Also, there could be a completion regarding a personal project, a personal creative project, or a business project, which is also the 5th house, because the 5th house is everything that you birth, everything that you create. But in order to have a completion or to complete this project, you will have to work extra hard, because we have here Saturn in opposition to this lunar eclipse. So you will need to work hard to fix some details, make sure that everything works well, pay attention to the details, make sure everything's organized. And also another thing that could happen around this eclipse, if you have children, you might have to strengthen the boundaries with them, the authority, because they can be more argumentative and rebellious towards authority, again, because of that Saturn in opposition. If you are traveling or taking vacation, which is also a possibility with the 5th house, you might need to work during your vacation because Saturn is there. So there will be like unexpected things that come out that ask of you to work harder in order to finish them and make sure that everything is on point. Also regarding love and romance, which is also the 5th house, you are completing a phase of maybe devoting yourself too much to a cause, a certain person, or a business or a creative project, because Virgo rules devotion and being fully committed and sometimes too much. And because we are letting go of something, you will need to let go of some past patterns. And that can be, again, regarding love and romance too. So you will need to find like a healthy balance of give and take, of yes, being devoted, but also not to your demise. The universe will shine a light on what needs to be addressed regarding all of those topics that I mentioned. So love, romance, work, creativity, and you will see like what it needs to be tweaked, what needs to be fixed, what needs to be released with that full moon eclipse. Are you giving away too much of your creative energy? Do you need to review some creative projects? And also long-term projects with the 11th house will need to be reviewed, long-term goals and visions. And then on March 29, we have a new moon solar eclipse in your 12th house. So you're going to see lots of energy there. And the 12th house is all about karmic endings, karmic relationships, past lives. And that one is going to be super important for all of us because it is the last eclipse in the sign of Aries that we had for the past series of Aries Libra. So this is going to be the last eclipse in your 12th house for a while, which means that you've probably done a lot of healing work, a lot of, let's say, letting go of the past, a lot of clearing, maybe past lives, wounds, karmic relationship, worked on your spirituality, worked on your unconscious beliefs. So this new moon eclipse is going to mark like the graduation of the past 2 years regarding your personal transformation. And you will be stepping into new territory with the lesson that you've learned in the past 2 years. So at this time, we'll still, all of us, be putting all the puzzle pieces together of what we've learned in the past 2 years, because we have Mercury and Venus still being retrograde at that eclipse. But nonetheless, you are preparing the ground to infuse your life with newness regarding what you've just released karmically, past lives, spiritually, unconsciously. So you will be preparing yourself, mind, body, and spirit, to move away from past themes and past karma and stepping into newness, the Fool that we've got in the introduction. So stepping into unknown territory, uncharted territory. And that will be asking of you to let go of a lot of fears, a lot of doubts, but also a lot of past lives loops that you've done over and over again. So you are ready now to step into this new version of yourself, and that will be deeply connected to your higher self and your connection to the universe, your spirituality. Also, that can be you preparing something, a new project behind the scenes, the 12th house, and wait after the retrogrades to show it to the world. And also that could be a new spiritual project, the 12th house. A new travel also is possible with the 12th house, or maybe you have a new way to show yourself some love with the 12th house, self-care, go to the spa. So you will know in your own experience what you have learned, and this will be a brand new start for you, Taurus, with that eclipse. So Sophie, let's see what we have with the cards for the month of March for our beautiful Tauruses.
We have the card Protect Your Energy, and we have the big full moon behind that. And it's the number 44.
So maybe like the lessons were about a lot of boundaries and protection of your energy for the past 2 years.
Yeah, there's a completion. We have the King of Cups. So what I'm seeing here is that I think you're going to become your own security, your own safety in the world. You're going to become, it's something that lots of Tauruses have been working on for a moment. And it's almost like this is the foundation that you are going to achieve this month. Basically, you're going to become your own rock, your own safe place, your own security in this world. And this has been very tough because I think Tauruses likes to have their own comfort and their own routine. And they had to learn how to rely on themselves only. And this month, there is this kind of completion of learning how to do it and establishing a new routine, I would say, that protects you even more, with that kind of satisfaction that you know now it's coming from inside and not from outside sources. It's a big deal, and it's going to help you with stabilization of your emotions and just tapping more into your energy for yourself and not for others. So big achievement this month.
Wow. And yes, with the 12th house too, like it talks to me about cutting a lot of negative cords of attachment to people, situations, and finding this sense of security, Aries, within oneself. Wow, thank you so much. Let us know, Taurus, if you resonate with that in the comments. We like to read what you have to say, and we will move to our next sign, Gemini. So for Gemini, and let me change my chart to Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. Let's talk about you guys. First of all, on March 14, we'll have a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo, and Gemini, that will activate your 4th house of home and family. And this is a lunar, full moon lunar eclipse. That means it's a completion of some sort. We will be also close to the south node. So releasing something, it can also be sacrificing something, but it can also be very, very psychological, because the fourth house can deal a lot with our values, our beliefs that we've inherited from our family. And with the opposition that we have from Saturn at the time of this lunar eclipse, you are being made aware of the reality, especially in your career sphere, because it's happening in your 10th house here. And it's kind of busting a bubble of illusion for you, Gemini, in some kind of way. For all of us in different spheres, but for you, it's going to be mainly about either career, your life mission, but also your values and your personal life. There could be also a completion of a project or plan regarding your home and family, and possibly regarding your work. So we are completing a whole situation here. And because it's an eclipse, it means these are destined changes. And especially because this completion that happens in your fourth house of home, family, personal life is opposed by Saturn. You might be working a lot at this time of this eclipse. You might be really busy with the outside world, which is the 10th house, but also the career if you are still working. So you will be very, let's say, in demand, in high demand with the outside world. But you also need to invest some time here in your home, family, personal life in order to complete something. And it will ask of you to overcome some challenges, obstacles with Saturn. Also, yes, it can also be the case to review practical details, because before you can start having new ideas or implementing new projects. And because Virgo is here in your fourth house, you will probably need to budget during the month of March, because you probably have new project plans, but you first need to make sure that everything is organized, planned, and you looked at all the nitty-gritty detail before you can take a leap of faith. So doing a budget, organizing the house, detoxing the house, doing some feng shui. So you will probably need to invest some extra love in your home or in your personal situation or in yourself. That can also be the fourth house before you can really infuse some new energy into your life. So house cleaning will be really good for you guys around this eclipse, or just organizing the home, decluttering. Also needing to close some old chapters with home and family before you can open new chapter. So I feel like this eclipse will give you a glimpse of what's coming up next, but first you will need to let go of a lot of things that are cluttering energetically your home and your life. So it's not a time to commit to new things at this point, but rather cut loose ends, tie up loose ends rather, and complete things. So also your life mission, career, professional direction will be under review for the next 2 months, because we have Mercury and Venus going retrograde for most of March. And also it's a really good eclipse to let go of anything that you feel like you've inherited from childhood or your family, any kind of traumas or wounds from the past, also issues connected to self-worth, Virgo, rooted in childhood. So it's a really good time to do some introspection there. And then on March 29th for Geminis, we have a new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Aries, and that will be here activating your 11th house. So very, very positive eclipse for you guys, especially in your 11th house. Really important one, because it will be the last time that your 11th house is activated by eclipse for a long time. So the 11th house is all about your social circle, your social media, technology, your need to fit and to find your soul tribe, your friends, also your big projects and dreams. So you've had eclipses there for almost 2 years now, and that completes like a huge transformation process for you. So look back what was happening 2 years ago, what you've learned throughout those 2 years regarding your social circles, the people that are here in your life to support you, your soul tribe, but also your hopes and dreams for the future. And with this eclipse, you're going to be stepping into a whole new territory with the lesson learned in the past 2 years. So at this time, we'll still be putting all the puzzle pieces of the past together, understanding the lessons of those past 2 years, and preparing the ground at the time of this eclipse to infuse your life with new energy. So it's time to prepare at this point your body, mind, spirit to move away from past themes, things that have been that close in your life, that were completed regarding friendships, social circles, social activities, even social media. And it's time to also review a project if you had social media projects, social events, project connected to groups, and it's time to revamp it at this time of this eclipse. Also, for Gemini, set new intentions for the future around this eclipse. It's time to have new long-term goals because it's very possible that they have changed during the past 2 years while you had eclipses there. And also, you can, at this time, make new friends, align with new members of your soul tribe. And Mercury, Venus are still retrograde at this time of this eclipse. So that can be people from past lives or reconnected with friends from the past also that you feel like add positive value to your life and your life mission also. So, Sophie, let's look at the cards for our beautiful Gemini for the month of March.
Let's see what we have. Okay. We have activate your spiritual connection. And it's the number 34, which is 7 in numerology, which means that it talks about all of your association, your connection. It says spiritual connection, but it also talks about also all of your soul contract, who you're associated with on any level of your life, from past life, from this life, and soul contract. It talks about justice in your connections also, and balance in your energy, with the devil energy being the card of extra card, yeah, in this reading. What we see here is that basically you need to pay attention to who is distracting you from your true journey, who is distracting you on your path to connect with yourself, your higher self, source, and your true path, who is in the way of this. And I feel like you're going to, yes, have to declutter a lot. Just what is old, what is dead weight in your life, basically. And you're going to have to review also the chains. Those are the contracts. So for a lot of Gemini this month, you're going to, if you do the work, you're going to feel lighter. You're going to have an easier time to connect with your intuition, with source, with your mission. You're going to see that you think in a way that is more clear. Of course, we do have tons of retrograde, but it's the time to review what is in the way for you to really go on the right path. And doing so, this is the result: clarity, lighter energy. You're going to feel after its release that you're going to have an easier time to move forward with your life, and you're going to look back and realize it's like you were walking in mud. It was really draining, and it was very slow and hard. It doesn't have to be this hard. So this is a month to review everything and to reconnect to source, to see how to let go of those things that are dead weight, physically in your home, emotionally in your life, and mentally also. Every aspect needs to be decluttered, and you're going to see that doing so, you're going to evolve very quickly, because let's not forget that 34, the number 7, and when we add up those two numbers, is a number of the Chariot. We know where we're going. We're going with a lot of clarity, determination, and commitment, and we're evolving a lot.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I love this for Cancers. And also that made me think about
Gemini.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Thank you, Gemini. About the eclipse in the 4th house, the first one, the lunar eclipse. It's talking a lot about like also removing fears and stress and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a big part which is psychological for you that you need to release. And as you said, Sophie, like I think they're going to move so much faster and they're going to feel so much more positive after this shift.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now let's talk about Cancer's Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. All right, let's begin talking about this really amazing month and eventful month. So let's start with the March 14 full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo and Cancer. That will activate your third house, right where we have right now the South Node. So it will be an eclipse near the South Node. So for all of us, because this eclipse is being opposed by Saturn, Saturn is kind of the force that is kind of busting some kind of bubble of illusion in our lives. So you will be made aware of, let's say, new information with the third house or communication. So there will be some new information being revealed to you that allows you to, let's say, remove a veil of illusion around a situation. So it's very likely for Cancers that you will be confronted with contradictory information and you will need to stay open to new information and also be more down to earth with Virgo. And I feel like for Cancers, this eclipse will mainly be like a psychological process because it's happening in the third house and the ninth house, which are about your beliefs, the information, the communication. So there is a chance for a huge psychological shift, which this eclipse is a big part of because it's close to the South Node. So it means that it's a really good time to release a lot of, let's say, negative thought patterns, stress, anxiety with Virgo. Let's say negative self-talk, which is big with this eclipse, especially in the third house. So it's how you talk to yourself, how you communicate to other people. So really be mindful of the word that you use. And because it's an eclipse with the South Node in Virgo, it's allowing you to let go of a lot of negative self-talk, as I said, but also of how feelings of and thoughts of a lack of self-worth. All the stuff connected to Virgo. So especially mentally, how you think about yourself. So it's like a really powerful time to make, let's say, be aware of that and to letting go, to do some kind of ritual meditation, which will be super powerful for that. So yes, also you could be completing an important project, the third house, or having to work harder and facing challenges regarding a project because we have this opposition to Saturn. So you will need to work around some challenges, overcome some obstacles because of that. So you'll be tested in some kind of way. And also it's like the perfect eclipse for you, Cancers, to organize things, organize your documents, third house, and it's in Virgo, organize some database information, back up your cell phone before the retrogrades, back up all your things, electronics, because it rules the third house. And if you have some time to do it, I think it will be like the perfect process of making sure you organize your stuff. And maybe you won't have the choice because this opposition to Saturn is kind of a figure of authority it could be the government, it could be, let's say you're going through a legal process, an immigration process, for example, and you need to put your documents together and you need to organize yourself. So you will need to organize some stuff, Virgo, to make sure you're really diligent, punctual, and that will be the name of the game here. So, and yeah, I wrote in my notes, being up to date with papers, documents, legal documents. And also you can have some important conversations and communications around this time. And then on March 29, we have a new moon solar eclipse in Aries, and that will activate your 10th house of career, life mission, public life, professional life. So this will be very important because, first of all, it's the last eclipse you have in your 10th house for a long time. And also because it's happening in one of your angular houses. So this eclipse at the end of March will be very pivotal for Cancers. And because it's the last one of the series of Aries Libra, You're going to be understanding the deep transformation process of the past 2 years regarding your career, your life mission, and you're going to be, with this eclipse, stepping into new territory with the lessons learned. So at this time, because we still have Mercury and Venus retrograde, we are still putting the puzzle pieces together of what was happening in the past, what we've learned, and understanding the lessons of the universe to make sense for the next step. But nonetheless, it's time to, you're going to have clues and keys and synchronicities of the universe about what's your next step, and you're going to be very motivated and passionate about it. So you're going to be preparing the ground for this newness that's coming into your life. Also preparing your body, mind, spirit, because Aries rules the physical body for your next professional chapter, very likely, because the 10th house deals with career and professional life, or in regards to your life mission. So some Cancers could be restarting a professional project from the past, restarting something, or finding again the inspiration or the fire to start something which will be connected to the past. Also, you could be analyzing past data to make a really important decisions for the future, because it's close to that Mercury retrograde. And around this date, you're going to be preparing yourself for a big change, a big leap of faith in your 10th house, taking like all of that you've learned in the past 2 years and implementing it into a big leap of faith in your 10th house. So let's look at the cards for our Cancers for the month of March.
Let's see what we have. We have protect your energy, and you are ruled by the moon. And here we have this major full moon right there. So let's see what is your card of tarot that goes with this. And it's the number 44. And the card that we have is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this is major. It talks about your mission. Julie, you said that. It talks about the mission. I think you're going to either step into it more and more, knowingly or unknowingly, or you're going to prepare body, mind, and soul for your mission. And it starts with protection of your energy. And we're talking about, where's your energy? All kinds of energy going at this time. Is it going to the right place? Is it going to the wrong place? Are you nurturing yourself enough? Because self-care is truly productive. Because if you don't do this kind of work, if you don't call back your energy from places, people, events that are not supposed to hold your energy still, you're going to not be fully ready for this mission of yours. And we need you to be fully ready. Universe is not going to ask you to step in your mission if you're drained, if you're burnout, and you have called it, you have asked for it. This is your calling that is coming. This is big, major event, big destiny event that are coming in. But you do need to be to that level of maturity to deal and manage your energy and call it back from places, like I said, people and events that are not supposed to hold your energy at this point. And you are responsible to protect your energy and any kind of energy that is. So there could be a lot of big breakthroughs. Could be a lot of situation where you are going to have an aha moment where you need to call it back to you. And this is going to be extremely powerful this month for you. So even though it's a little bit more behind the scene, it's going to affect all area of your life in a major way.
Wow. And yeah, we got eclipses, which are fated event, and we got the Wheel of Fortune, which is very fated. So Cancers, expect really big fated events to happen. I love that. Let us know in the comments down below if that resonates, and do make sure you like this video if you did enjoy your reading. And we will move to our next sign, which is Leo. So for Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Let me bring up my chart here so we can talk about both eclipses. So let's start with the March 14th one, which is going to be a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. And for you, Leos, that's going to, yes. Okay, I made a mistake in my notes. I was just verifying that I had the right thing. Yes. So it will be for you activating your second house of finances. So that's going to be a big one. And because it's an eclipse, so fated events to bring you back on your path, but also it's a full moon lunar eclipse next to the south node. So it really talks about like completion, also a release of, let's say, thoughts, narratives that don't align with the direction where we're going. So because it's also being opposed by this bunch of planets in the sign of Pisces, and with Saturn almost exactly opposed by Saturn, this eclipse, you are being made aware of the reality in the sphere of finances, which is the second house and eighth house, but also how you exchange energies with other, the give and take of energy. So there's a bubble that will be busted around those teams for Leos. Also, you will be completing an important phase having to do with your finances, and you will likely need to readjust things for the future because of that Saturn that will be, let's say, shedding some light, or, well, the eclipse is going to be shedding some light, and the Saturn will ask of you to work really hard in order to correct the situation or to tweak something. So if there is money being owed to you, you might have to take action, because everybody's going to have to work a little bit harder around this eclipse to finish up some, let's say, it could be a karmic situation around money and energy exchange. There's some work that is being asked of you in order to complete a cycle here. And with Saturn, you'll have to take action. So yeah, in the case that you have some money that's being owed to you, you'll have to work a little bit harder to get it before you can receive it. And also, a lot of you Leos are going to be receiving things that are connected to past karma, past work, past actions. So this is the eighth house, and because there are very karmic planets and the north node being there, so there's like a retribution for past action, past karma coming in for you. But you're going to need to make sure that your finances are in order, that you are organized with let's say your finances. Let's say you're going to look at your accounts and make sure that all the transactions are valid, and you also, there's a possibility that you'll find some weird things in your bank statement. So really make sure that you revise everything and you are on top of your things. Virgo likes to make sure that they have control over their things, and for you, it's talking about finances. So also, letting go also of any energy drain that is affecting your finances is going to be important, because finances is an energy. Your money is an energy. And this axis talks about what you give, what you receive. So, and because we have this lunar eclipse next to the south node, it's talking about cutting out what is draining your energy, what is draining your finances, and being made aware of it at the time of this eclipse. So this eclipse will shine a light on what needs to be addressed and how you can receive more moving forward by removing what's draining your energy and your finances at the time of this eclipse. So as you can see, there's a silver lining there. And next, we're going to move to the other eclipse, which is going to be on March 29, a new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Aries. So for you Leos, it's going to be activating your ninth house. So a very beautiful eclipse for you guys. And it will be the last eclipse in your ninth house for a long time. And so we will be at the time understanding the deep transformation of the past 2 years, when we had eclipses around this axis of Aries and Libra, regarding your relationship to your spirituality and your inner wisdom. And now you're going to be ready to step into new territory with the lessons learned. So you probably did a major quantum jump spiritually, maybe connecting even more with your guides, with your inner faith, wisdom. And because we have still Mercury and Venus retrograde at the time of this eclipse, we're still putting all the pieces together, all the puzzle pieces together to understand the past lessons of the universe of the past 2 years, to make sense of the next step. But you're being asked to like take a new step in the direction of exploration in the future. What is next for you to explore? It could be travel, it could be a course, it could be spiritually speaking, it could be a new teaching experience, but you're being asked to look at it like, what's the universe guiding me in the direction of for this next step? So it's not time yet to really finalize everything, because Mercury and Venus will still be retrograde until mid-April, but still you're preparing yourself, mind, body, and spirit, for your next big quest in the 9th house. Some at the time of this eclipse could be revisiting a place from the past. So you could be traveling again to a place you've gone before. Also, you could be doing some kind of experience relating to knowledge, so a course from the past, or you could be starting again to teach something you've already taught before, or starting a new course that with a topic that's connecting to your past. And if you have any legal matters ongoing, there could be a new start, taking into consideration from the information from the past being revealed at the time of this eclipse. So, Sophie, let's look at what the cards have to say for Leos for the month of March.
Yes, let's see. Okay, that is very clear. I don't know if you saw it jump, but the card just jumped.
Yeah, so the card really wanted to come out.
We have the Elder Turkey. Give a heartfelt thanks.
I love this.
Number 42, that equals 6 in your day-to-day, in your health, in your routine, in your job. And let's see what is the tarot card that goes with it. We have the 5 of Wands, but a very weird one, because this is either the before or after tarot. I mixed the two, so I don't know. So we have this energy of stop the fighting, and we have this energy of being in gratitude instead of focusing on what is not working out. We are more in the positivity, more in the finding what is in common, building together. It is not about, it's not about the fight. It's not about who is right, who is wrong. It's about how can we stop the nonsense that is going nowhere and be able to come together, like I said, with positivity and gratitude. So there is a change on how you see life, and I think that would be the 9th house, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think yay. There's a change in how you're going to view life and how you're going to approach life. And this is going to be more positive. It is going to be from a place of maturity. Again, I think that's the 9th house. There's going to be a better vibration around you, where you don't feel like you need to justify, where you don't feel like you want to fight, where you don't feel like you have to explain to anybody. You're going to be just above all of this. It's, well, this is who I am. This is what I want. This is what I need. Do you fit with me or not? And I get that you're not on my vibration. You're not on my level. Go and do your stuff and let me just be happy in what I have. You're not going to go with lower frequency. You're not going to lose your time with that kind of stuff anymore. So it means that a lot of your energy could be currently going to that kind of things. And you're going to see a shift where you're no longer going to have that amount of energy leaks from conflict, from difference of opinions. And you're just going to realize, I'm more evolved. That's why I struggle with those things. And let me just embrace it and let them just do their work.
So yeah, maturity makes sense with the 9th house, like a new level of frequency of spirituality being attained. I love that for Leos. Let us know, Leos, if you resonate with that, and also do make sure you give it a like if you do enjoy the content. And we will talk about our next one, which is Virgo. So for Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Let me bring up my chart here. So Virgo, big year for you, 2025 that is starting, being activated for the first time this month, because on March 14, we have the very first eclipse in your sign in Virgo at 23 degree of Virgo. So that will be activating your first house, especially if you are a Virgo rising. So a very important eclipse for you. So that means that it's the start of the universe putting the spotlight of transformation on you, Virgos, on Virgo and Pisces, of course.
The spotlight, no, but a spotlight of transformation, good.
Yeah, spotlight of transformation. That can also be the spotlight, though. We'll see. So, well, you're already under the spotlight, whether you like it or not. So yeah, anytime we have the eclipses in our sign, it means that we're going to go for approximately a year and a half of huge transformation of ourselves, what we're about, and also our relationships, because it's the axis of the self and the other. So we will have eclipses in Virgo and Pisces in your first house, your seventh house, for a year and a half, basically. And this is the very first one. So you're going to see that Virgo's March will be like a pivotal month where things start to change, shift. Okay, so Virgos are starting an important transformation phase that will completely redefine who they are and what they are about, and also their relationship as a byproduct of this self-transformation. So because the South Node will be in the sign of Virgo, you will be releasing all of the, let's say, components that were previously attached to your identity that are no longer you, or that are no longer resonating with your core self. So as you can see, like, this is a huge transformation process. And because this eclipse will be, let's say, almost exactly opposed by the planet Saturn, there's some kind of bubble of illusion that's being busted at this time of this eclipse, and especially regarding relationship and partnerships. So maybe a partner that we've put on a pedestal, a certain individual or a relationship, or so there will be an illusion that's being dissolved at this time. It can also be regarding patterns, regarding our patterns with our relationships, our dynamics. But there's something that is being, let's say, brought to light by this eclipse that we're going to need to release and make some transformation work. Also, there could be, a lot of Virgos are going to need to work harder at the time of this eclipse, because Saturn is being opposed directly. And especially if you are a late Virgo and you are close to, let's say, the 20 to, let's say, 30, 29 degrees of Virgo, you're going to be opposed. Your sun is going to be opposed by Saturn. So it means like the universe is bringing you some karmic tests in order for you to grow rapidly. So you'll need to work harder than usual on yourself, possibly on also relationship, collaboration, partnerships. So this eclipse is a really good time to work hard to tie up loose ends regarding collaboration, partnerships, relationships. If also you are involved in legal matters, it's time to push forward, gather the data, organize your documents, be a good Virgo, make sure everything is tidy, make sure everything is organized, make sure you have all the documents that you need. So that will be very important, because Saturn is going to test you and make sure that you are committed to your sense of purpose, to yourself, first of all, because this eclipse is in Virgo. Also, at the time of this eclipse, we still have Venus and Mercury being retrograde. So, and your planet is Mercury. So you're going to feel like a lot of themes from the past are coming back, possibly exes, also possibly old friends. So you're going to be tested in the department of relationships. And the universe is going to kind of test you to verify, like, did they learn their lessons regarding self-value, Virgo, regarding self-worth, self-value, regarding putting yourself and your sense of purpose and priority. So yeah, where was I? We'll go retrograde. Yes. So first of all, we'll have Mercury and Venus going retrograde in your 8th house and then moving into your 7th house. So the 8th house, the first part of the retrogrades will be about reviewing your energy exchanges, how you give, how you take it, make sure that it's more balanced. So this eclipse is going to play a big part of that in making you realize, are you investing your energy in the right places? Are you getting a fair exchange with your energy investments? And then in the 7th house, it will be about relationship patterns, relationship dynamics, karmic patterns, karmic partners. So you'll have to review all of those themes. Also, with the South Node being in the 1st house, the body, it's going to be a perfect time to do some kind of physical detox of the body, to make sure that you are staying on track with your healthy habits, Virgo. Take good care of your physical vessel. Take the time you need to relax, let go of some stress, because you're going to be very much targeted. And with Saturn bringing maybe unexpected events, it can be more stressful than usual. So make sure that you take really good care and you have like a good self-care, healthy routine to balance that. I love the fact that you're smiling.
I think I'm crying more than smiling, but yeah.
Yeah. It's talking to you personally. I did your personal horoscope. No, I'm joking. Yeah, but like as a Virgo, like it's a really common theme that we're not really, let's say, putting ourselves as a priority. And this eclipse is about that too. So I said also it's a good time to let go of imbalances and issues, especially concerning the physical body. Also, it will be the good time to center the energy around yourself and your own needs and what you want to achieve as an individual in the future. And also, where have you been overly devoted to others? This is going to be like the big question of the year, which starts with this eclipse season. How can you refocus this energy in yourself? So think about those two questions during this eclipse, and you're going to be presented with probably challenges, obstacles that test your commitment to yourself. So having heard this video, I'm sure you're going to be really good about it, but also it's a good time to achieve great things for Virgos. So let's talk about the next one, Virgos, which is going to happen on March 29. And this is the chart for this eclipse. So new moon, solar eclipse in Aries, and that's going to activate your 8th house for the very last time in a long time. So you're going to be very happy because you've had eclipses in your 8th and 8th and 2nd rather houses for almost 2 years. So this is the very last one, and the 8th house is a tough one. So you're going to be very happy that it's out of there after this eclipse. It's the house of death and rebirth, of huge personal transformation. So last one in there, you're going to be understanding the deep transformation process that you've undergone in the past 2 years, and regarding specifically your finances, your shared finances, the way you receive help, blessings, money, also the way you can trust in others, and you can trust how they can help you also, which is the 8th house. Intimacy is the 8th house. Also deep inner transformation is the 8th house. So you've learned a lot of things in those 2 years, and now you're ready to open up a brand new chapter with those lessons learned. And at the end, like, because this is the house of death and rebirth, you're going to be reborn with this new eclipse. So this is a new moon eclipse that we're starting fresh with brand new energy. And Aries is bold, courageous, it's self-assertive, and like at the end, those themes and those really harsh maybe experiences and transformation and learning lessons that you went through, Virgos, are here to empower you. So you're going to have a brand new definition of like your sense of personal power. You're going to feel a lot more empowered. And that's that you can be grateful for the universe, because you're going to be able to step into a brand new sense of empowerment there. Also, Venus and Mercury are still retrograde at the time of this eclipse, so it's time to think about your next step, but not implement it yet. And with the 8th house, that can be more psychological too, because it's the house of like inner transformation. But it's time to prepare your mind, body, and spirit to receive more goodness from the universe, because the 8th house is all about receiving blessings. So like with the awareness of all the big transformation process that you've went through in the past 2 years, now you're ready to open up a new chapter to attract more blessings to you. So you're going to feel more empowered, more strong, more courageous, having no fear, which is the 8th house. And also regarding more practical things, it could be a new mutual investment for some. It could be a new partnership of some kind. It can be a new way to give and take, a new way to share with a partner or some partners. You'll have like, or just a new way to be surprised by the universe with some form of abundance. So let's look at the cards, because I want to know what's coming our way for the month of March.
Let's see. We have the Elder Moose, and it says, honor your lineage. So there could be a lot of work on ancestors. There could be a lot of research on your past lives. There could be a lot of research on what came before you, where you have all of those good and bad traits about yourself. There could be also about your lineage in a sense of DNA, your lineage in a sense of your fears, your limiting belief, everything that was passed down to you one way or another. And it is a number 28, which is 10, which is a kind of a finality. We're going to end a cycle, and it's still honor your lineage. So we need to release also the lineage. We need to release also what is being held, so they can also be free. Time is never linear, so it's important to think about releasing your trauma, but also it releases their trauma of those who pass down those things to you. So the card that I have from the tarot is the Four of Pentacles, something that you hold on tightly. So it's interesting that we have this. I think that what is happening this month is that, consciously or not, you have a lot in your way of being, in your way of thinking, in your way of illnesses, choices of partners, patterns, way of thinking, even gifts, and lots of positive. I cannot speak. Julie, you just passed down your Mercury retrograde on me.
You're fine.
Positive and negative traits are going to be review basically where they come from, and whatever you want to get rid of is going to be able to be released. We have the Four of Pentacles, like I said, and this is it's like a tight structure of this is the way it is, and it's going to continue this way. And this month, it's no. We're going to honor it. We're going to recognize that it taught us tough lessons, that we grew because of it, but it's time to say goodbye to it. And there is also possibly some kind of inheritance that can be given to you, because we're going to break the cycle of limiting resources with the lineage. So we can have inheritance one way or another. It can be gifts. It can be in a sense of capacities. It can be also money. It can be also gifts in a sense of 3D stuff that is being gifted to you. But we're seeing that there's a big blockage that is being released for all of the Virgos this month.
Whoa. And you know what, like this resonates so much, Sophie, first of all. But second of all, like with the Four of Pentacles, I've had like the message release, like this sense of like your need to control everything, and which is very Virgo, and especially with the first eclipse in Virgo. And by doing that, maybe like lots of us have built like a protective wall, which is often disguised behind control, like over controlling, overworking, controlling our environment. and that doesn't allow other people to help us or to the universe to give to us. So we're releasing that during the month of March to be able to release, to receive, to receive some goodness. I love that. Let us know, Virgos, if it resonates with you. And do make sure you hit the like, of course, if you do enjoy the content. And we'll talk about our next one. So Libra, sun, moon, or rising. Let's look at the month of March. First of all, on March 14, we have a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. And for you, Libras, it will activate your 12th house of the past, of past karma, of spirituality, of arts. And because it's a full moon lunar eclipse, so a completion of a cycle, and we have also the South Node, it's deeply connected to past karma. So you're going to be releasing something, and that can be very, very beneficial. So for lots of Libras, it's going to be the end of a karmic pattern, or it can also be a relationship with a karmic partner, or just an ending of a situation that is no longer aligned with your life direction and your evolution process. So around the time of this eclipse, mid-March, the universe will shine a light on what maybe made you feel unworthy or not confident enough, because it's in the sign of Virgo. Also on maybe habits of self-sabotage, which can also be like, let's say, the lower frequency of Virgo. So you're going to be, let's say, faced with some part of yourself or some self-sabotage habit that needs to be let go of. And with the South Node, it's going to be easier to do so. So the 12th house is deeply psychological. It's deeply unconscious. But with this eclipse, it's going to bring to light what's been hidden before. And that can also be connected to secrets coming up for you, Libras, or just some parts of your psyche that were unknown to you prior to that. Also, Virgo and the 12th house are both connected to this idea of the servant, of, let's say, serving, let's say, either a person, a greater cause. And on, let's say, on the negative side of it, it could be more of like the archetype of the slave. So it could be also a question of, how do you unconsciously feed this archetype? How do you enslave yourself to situation, people, karma? And it will be the perfect time to release that. Also, it's really the perfect time to do some psychological work, to do a therapy. It can also do any kind of alternative healing treatments. Will be perfect for this eclipse to let you let go of what you need to let go of to have like a fresh start coming at the next eclipse. So get some help if you are dealing with some psychological, let's say, conflicts within yourself, or psychological issues, or even karmic themes that are reappearing in your life for you to heal. So the past life reading with Sophie, if you feel like you resonate with that, might be a really good thing for a lot of us. Also, some light will be shed on illusions, and this eclipse is being opposed by Saturn. So some kind of illusion, maybe in the work department or regarding debts, financial debts. So there could be, let's say, something that you didn't want to see that comes to light, and you have to deal with it, because Saturn is kind of the planet that brings us back to reality, to the mundane tasks, responsibilities. So you'll no longer be able to maybe distract yourself or escape reality. Now you're going to be brought to dealing with the physical reality, the challenges, the obstacles. So you're going to have to work harder to face reality surrounding things that you've maybe buried really deep in your unconscious. Also, that could be very, let's say, physical things that you need to take care of. Let's say if it's debts coming up and you have to like make a plan, really use the archetype of Virgo, being organized, being, let's say, diligent, transparent, making sure that everything is organized and well planned before you make your move. So you're going to need to do the work, and that can be physically tangible, but also psychologically, to focus your energy in the right places. And Mercury and Venus, and Venus is your planet, are both retrograde at the time of this eclipse. So it's forcing you to, and they will go retrograde in the 7th house and then the 6th house, which is the house of daily routine, work, health. So they're forcing you to take care of practical details of your body, of your routines, of your healthy habits. And maybe you've gone astray a little bit, off path, off balance, and it's time to bring back also the physical health balance. And implementing step-by-step strategies and doing the right things on a daily basis, being consistent. So that, as boring as it may sound, will be your work for the first eclipse. And then on the second one, it's going to be a really important one, Libras. It's going to be March 29. We have a new moon solar eclipse in Aries. And for you, it's activating again your axis of your 1st and 7th house for the last time in a long time. So this is the last eclipse in your 7th house of partnership, relationship, collaboration in a long time. And because you've had the eclipses in your sign and in Aries for almost 2 years now, you've done tremendous amount of work in your, let's say, personal transformation, but also in your relationships and the way you relate to other people. And it's time to understand like how far you've come with this huge transformation about your relationships that started 2 years ago. So you're going to step into a new way of relating to other people, having new dynamics, more healthy dynamics, and also making sure that you don't compromise too much of yourself, because it's, let's say, shadow side of Libras, and we had that card before in the intro. So it's all about like how much are you willing to be selfish, and how much are you being willing to compromise for certain collaboration relationships. So at this time, your planet Venus is still retrograde, Mercury is still retrograde. So it's still time to put all the puzzle pieces together of the past and understand like the big picture that it's weaving together, in order to make sense of what's your next step. But something big is happening here regarding collaboration, partnerships, relationship. A new cycle is opening up with having learned like the lesson. And then I'm reminded of the Fool card that we also had in the introduction, which is like the, how do we call it? The satchel? It's probably the satchel. So like all the learning experiences that you've gone through in the past years are here in your little satchel, and you're ready to step forward in uncharted territory regarding relationship and partnerships and collaborations. And also it could be also a new chapter regarding clients, which also is the 7th house. So a new way to gather clients, or a new project where you're going to, let's say, work with clients. It could also be the case for you Libras. So at this time of this eclipse, it's time to prepare yourself, body, mind, and spirit, to step into this new chapter. Some Libras could even start new partnerships, new relationships, new collaboration. But most of them, I feel, are going to be already started before, and they were on pause, and then we're going to start them again because of that Mercury retrograde really close to this eclipse. So it's talking about something of the past that is being like re-put together in a new formula. Also, and if it's something new, just try to wait after mid-April, when the planets are going to be direct, to crystallize some agreements. There could also be changes regarding agreements with partners. We're like rebalancing regarding like you've had lots of lessons about also your self-worth, Libras, and how much maybe you overcompromised in the past, and now you're changing this dynamic to have like a more fair exchange within your relationship dynamics. So you can be changing the terms and the agreements with partners. You're going to be led to be more independent with relationships, to still put yourself and your sense of purpose as a priority. Also being ready to infuse new energy into relationships. And also there could be some past informations about relationship that are being revealed at this time of this eclipse. And that may lead to change in directions regarding your choices of where you're going at this time. But very, very powerful eclipse for Libras to crystallize all of what we've learned in the past 2 years and to start with new, fresh energy. So let's look at what we have with the cards for Libras for March.
So you do have the hummingbird, and it says, remember the magic.
Ooh.
And let's take a tarot card as well. It is a number 24, which equals 6 Virgo energy.
6 is Virgo? Oh, okay. You mean the house? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think I use a degree theory without knowing.
Yeah, because usually you use the tarot card, so I was going to say lovers.
Yeah. Okay. No, not for this one.
Okay.
Okay. The cards are just flying. So let's just pick one, please. Thank you. We have the Knight of Pentacle. So again, that's very Virgo energy, Knight of Pentacle, right? Yeah. So what we have there for you for this month, it's basically, yes, you're in this energy of doing the right thing, on building. You are in this energy of making sense, rebalancing maybe your finances, your move, your security, your foundation, everything that needs to be done. You cannot say that Virgo doesn't bring the fun. And we have the hummingbird, which is remember the magic. So this card is there to say to you, yes, you're doing the right thing, but also remember that you're doing this to build something. You're doing this to create something new. And while you're doing all of this, maybe hard work sometimes, maybe you're basically responsible. You're focusing on something that is more of the long term. While you're doing this, remember to keep your presence in the moment that is present, and to add on little things that makes you happy, that makes you feel like you are special, you are authentic, you are yourself. Just this little magic there. Because yes, you're doing the right thing, and yes, it can feel a little bit repetitive or routine or boring there. Do I say that? But yeah. But all of this is to build something, like I said. So that's the first thing. And also remember that in your day-to-day, while you're doing this, you have to be present. And that reminds me, sometimes I don't know why, but I have movies coming into my mind when I channel, but it reminds me of the movie Click.
Is it like Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen
it. Okay. It has a very big life lesson in it. Where this guy has this remote and he's able to skip part of his life whenever he wants to. And if he skips one part, let's say sleeping or anything, it will skip forever, if I remember correctly. So at the end, he cannot be present for anything. He's trying to rush through his life and through the boring stuff, but he forgets to see the magic in the little things. And at the end, everything is just skipping super fast, and he is just on autopilot when in skipping. So he is not seeing the magic of interacting with people, discovering new things, using the moment present to just look at the sky, hearing the birds, whatever it is for you. But he is skipping. And while you're doing the heavy lifting, while you're doing the boring stuff of the Virgo, making sense of your life, rebalancing your stuff, don't forget to see that little things have a lot of importance, and that you need to express your joy of being in the present moment and your joy of being you and alive, if that makes sense. So that would be your message for this month.
Wow. Powerful Libras. And like, I think you're totally right. Like, I think, well, first of all, Virgo is also the sign of the initiate. So through like the mundane routine things that we have to do, the boring stuff, this is where we can start making them like as a ritual. and finding purpose in the small things. So that totally aligns what you say. Let us know, Libras, if that makes sense and if you did enjoy this reading for you. And then we will move to our next sign. So Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. Scorpio, so let's look first at the March 14 full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. That will be activating your 11th house right here. So although it's, I would say, kind of a tough eclipse for everybody, I think Scorpios will be well equipped because it's falling in a house that's, let's say, more positive, more protected, which is the 11th house of social circles, of sense of purpose, of achievements, rather. So, and because it's a full moon eclipse, we're going to be completing a big cycle there. And also it's close to the South Node, which talks about the past and needing to release some things. So in the 11th house for you Scorpios, that might be completing a project connected to social media, 11th house, internet, new technologies, events, social circles, social connection, soul tribe. So there's kind of something social or connected to technologies that's being completed around this time. And you're probably going to need some extra work to work extra hard to complete it, maybe fix issues, overcome challenges, because this eclipse is being opposed almost exactly by Saturn. So Saturn will be bringing in the tests and making sure that you are, let's say, committed to whatever you want to end as a cycle to, let's say, reap the rewards of something. You'll have to work really hard in order to reap the rewards. Also, on more of a psychological level, that could mean needing to let go of issues and dynamics connected to social groups. So maybe you're going to let go of your need to feel accepted by everybody, to fit in the 11th house. Yeah. Continuing on. So you might also feel criticized, which is Virgo in the 11th house, by other people, judged by others. And you will need to go beyond the surface and try to show up more authentically, because we have all of those planets in the 5th house. But also with Saturn being so close to the North Node, and also we have Neptune as a big player around this eclipse. So there will be some kind of illusion bubble being busted around this eclipse regarding like the way you show up authentically. So maybe the response isn't there, and you have to not listen to what some people are saying regarding how you show up to publicly, but maybe there's something that you're not looking. Maybe there's something that, let's say, people are right, or maybe you're not really directing your creative energy, 5th house, in the way that's really authentic for you. So there is some kind of fog or illusions in the way that you express yourself, and that do not translate well to others. So you have, like, let's say, a big revelation around this eclipse around what that is. So you'll likely need to tweak something around the way that, let's say, you express yourself. That could be artistically, that could be with your voice, or with your hobbies. So there's something that will need to be tweaked and looked at in a more realistic way. So you'll need to be more practical with Virgo, more humble, and to internalize that others can also be a reflection of your shadows. In some things maybe that you're trying to hide with, maybe you're trying to be like happy all the time and to show, like, for example, on social media that you're having like the best time. And maybe you'll have to come, let's say, to terms with that and be like, oh, okay, I wasn't like 100% authentic, and I'll have to go through a process of recalibrating that and being more true to myself. And because Mercury and Venus will go retrograde in your 6th house and then your 5th house, you'll be, first of all, reviewing your work project, your health, your routine, 6th house. And then in your 5th house, you're going to be reviewing your creative project, how you use your creative energy. And like I said, with that Saturn opposing this eclipse, there's an illusion around fifth house topics. So authenticity, love, romance, children, that could be dissolved at this time, showing you what you need to address in a more practical way, step by step. And because the eclipse is in your 11th house, your friends might be like a good support for you. And maybe you need to let go of like the ego, of the fear of being criticized, and let them in order to be able to help you with some kind of situation that is there, because you have a tribe there. And also March 29, we're going to have the other eclipse of the month of March, and that's going to be a new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Aries in your 6th house of work and health. And this is a big one for everybody, and because it's the last eclipse that we have of the Aries Libra axis that we had. So for 2 years, you've been having eclipses along your health axis, 6th house, 12th house, which also rules your work department, your daily routines. And this one is the very last eclipse in your 6th house of work, health, daily routines for a long time. And because it's a new moon solar eclipse, we're opening up a new cycles, but with the lesson learned in the past 2 years. So you're going to really think about like the transformation process that you've undergone regarding work, healthy routines, and you're going to be stepping into a new territory with those lesson learned. At this time, we're still putting all the puzzle pieces together and understanding the lessons of the universe to make sense of this next step, because also Mercury and Venus are here, still retrograde at the time of this eclipse. So we're preparing the ground at this time to infuse our life with new energy, with new life. And also you're going to be preparing your physical body, because 6th house rules your physical body, your health. So you're going to be preparing yourself, mind, body, and spirit, to step into new territory, Aries. Maybe have a new exercise routine, maybe, let's say, give yourself more value when it comes to daily routine, being more healthy. So also there could be a new routine that is restarting because it's close to Mercury retrograde. So Mercury retrograde will connect this routine to the past. So maybe you're restarting something that you've done before. Maybe you're going to be restarting a work project that you wanted to start before. Also on a physical level, it could mean getting rid of past toxins, detoxing the body, adding some more movement to your daily routine because it's in the sign of Aries. Also, it could be preparing a new work project, restarting one from the past with a brand new perspective, Aries. And also, I feel like you're going to be finding back your motivation in your daily work and daily routine. So very positive eclipse for you guys. So let's look at the cards, Sophie, with our beautiful Scorpio, what we have for March.
Okay, let's see what we have for March. We have embrace flexibility. And of course, this is also talking about the Mercury retrograde and a lot of the eclipse energy that are going to shift a few things and where you're going to have to be extremely flexible for sure. We have the number 11. So with this, what I'm sensing is that for this month, don't make a lot of plans, don't overcharge your schedule. Also be flexible with changing where you eat, just your habits in general, what you eat, what you're listening to. Be open to reflect on how those things make you feel and to make the changes that are needed. I think you're going to review a little bit of everything, how you relate to life in general. So being flexible is going to take a whole new level, I think, for you, where after eating certain food, you're maybe going to realize, oh, I don't like it. It makes me feel bloated, or I'm tired too much after this, or whatever it is for you. After going with some people, talking with them, you're going to feel the effect on their energy. So be open to shift your reality on any kind of level for this month. So yes, the schedule, yes, to change your mind, but also to change your reality and change how you relate to external things. 5 of Pentacles, I think you're going to let go of deep trauma of feeling rejected, because I think what is happening for you, Scorpios, this month is that you're going to realize that it's not that you were rejected by those people or by job or event or anything. It's because you simply don't belong. It was simply a way of protecting your energy by forcing you to find your own spot where you truly belong in this world. And being flexible is going to force you to reestablish some kind of curiosity in your life to find where you truly belong once more, in the relationship, in your routine, in your work, in your hobbies, in your tribe. So there could be a lot of changes, like I said, on any kind of level, but it's going to bring a new light on why and how you felt rejected in the past, because like I said, it was to protect you and to show you this is not your place, this is not where you belong. So don't spend energy and time trying to fit in, because you're going to try to fit into the wrong vibration, to the wrong group. So this is a time where you're going to find that what is the quote on this? This is from another movie. I don't know why today I'm speaking in movies. Oh, you didn't watch that one. Here's Come Polly. So there is the story with a hippo, and you can be a hippo with stripe, but you're still not going to be a zebra. You're still going to be a hippo. So find where you belong, because you cannot spend your life hiding who you truly are in your true vibration, trying to fit in. Find your tribe, find your hippo tribe.
I love that. And that makes a lot of sense also with the eclipse, the first one in the 11th house.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I hope that resonated for you, Scorpios. We are wishing you a beautiful month of March, full of revelation and beautiful light that comes to your life. So let us know in the comments if that resonated. And we will move on to our next sign, which is Sagittarius. So for Saggies, sun, moon, or rising. So first of all, on March 14, we'll have our first eclipse, which will be a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. And for you, it's going to be a very important one because it will activate your 10th house, which is an angular house, and which is the house of career, professional life, life mission. So it's like how we show up to the world, and also like how do we let's say achieve things in the outside world. So this is a really important house, and because it's a full moon lunar eclipse, we will be completing a huge cycle in our career here with this eclipse. And this is the first eclipse of the series in your 10th house in the sign of Virgo, so you will be having eclipses there in the next year and a half. So transforming your personal life, Pisces, but also your professional life, Virgo, in the next year and a half. So big moment for you because those houses are pivotal, angular. So a lot of Saggies will be completing a professional project, a work project around the time of this eclipse. And you will likely be facing some challenges, issues, because it's opposed by Saturn almost exactly. So you will need to work extra hard on completing something. And maybe also another possibility is that your family, and if you do have children or some kind of situation at home or with the family, is asking of you to be there, and because there are lots of responsibilities there needing your attention, but you also need to put some in your professional life in order to complete a chapter. So there will be this like tug of war between both areas, and you'll need to probably work extra hard, like I said, and compromise on family, personal time. But let's say the eclipse is in your 10th house, so the most important topics will happen there. And the universe will shine a light or on some illusion that you probably had concerning home or family or the personal life. And you will need to address this reality, this new reality being shown to you, with correcting, let's say, the path regarding home, family. So something is going to need more of your attention there, and you're going to be maybe readjusting your work, family sort of time balance, something along those lines. But there will be some kind of pressure here in your career, and you will likely end a chapter, either a work project. It could also be a job that you'll be ending at this time, or more psychologically, you can be letting go of some fears around not being worthy enough, around the imposter type of syndrome. So there could be lots of psychological things that we are letting go at this time, lack of self-worth in your career, which is possible to let go around this eclipse. But it will need some work, either physical or psychological, and probably both. And around this eclipse, Venus and Mercury are retrograde. They will move together through your 5th house right here, and then move into your 4th house. So at the beginning, you're going to be reviewing themes around like how you show up authentically, your creative energy, how do you have fun, how do you recharge your energy, 5th house, creative projects, your children. So those will be under review. And then in the 4th house, it's going to be time to review home, family, values, how do you infuse time in your personal life, all of that stuff. So at the time of this eclipse on March 14, it's time to tie up loose ends connected to work projects, to home, to family, to really make sure that nothing is lingering anymore. Also, so that professional situation or job could be ending at this time. And you will need to stay open to alternative solution, because it's making a trine to Uranus in your 6th house of work and daily routines too. So there might be more like, let's say, out of the box type of solutions for you to, like, for example, some people could be leaving the 9 to 5 or something more secure in order to become more of a freelancer, Uranus, to have like a more flexible schedule that you be more at home or take care of more personal responsibilities. So that can be one of the examples there. And then on March 29th, there's a new moon solar eclipse in Aries, and that will be activating your 5th house of creativity, children, hobbies, creative projects. So that will be super positive and very fun for you, Saggies. And also, this will be the last eclipse activating your 5th house for a long time. And because you've had eclipses there in the 5th house and the 11th house for the past almost 2 years, you're going to be understanding like the deep transformation that you've undergone in the past 2 years regarding your creativity, your children, and you're going to be an even connection to your inner child. And you're going to be stepping into new territory with the lessons learned. And at this time, because Mercury and Venus are still retrograde, you're going to be still putting all the puzzle pieces together of what you've learned in the past 2 years regarding how you shine your light, how you are authentic, how you are creative, how you express yourself. And you are preparing yourself, mind, body, and spirit to leap into a whole new uncharted territory at this time. So because the planets are still retrograde, you're going to be shown kind of like a preview of that new step, but it's not time yet to like really finalize the final details. But it could be working on a new project or a new creative project that has some ties with the past. Maybe you started before, it wasn't fully the time to do so, and now you're ready to go back to it. Or you're, let's say, revamping a project from the past with a new twist because it's in the sign of Aries. So pioneering, doing things in a different way. Maybe you're going to be showing up publicly in a different way. You're going to be shining your light even more, doing something that's more true to yourself, being more authentic to who you really are. And it's likely that there's some information from the past, Mercury retrograde, connected to this eclipse that will be shown to you, and that will help you into taking a new direction regarding that. Also, there's a new cycle that could open up with your children, and you could be really like owning your creative energy a lot more and stepping into that a lot more with this eclipse. So let's see what the cards have to say for you, Saggies, for the month of March.
Oh, we have Play with Joy.
Very 5th house. I love it.
Yes, and we have the number 31, which is 4th house. And let's see with the tarot also. We have Ace of Cup. Okay, So a lot of joy. That could be healing your inner child. That could be reconnection with children around you, fertility. That could be topics of pets. For me, that's the fifth house. I know it's supposed to be the sixth, but for me, I always read it in the fifth house. So I would say topics of pets, of having children, rediscovering your joy of your inner child. So rediscovering how to have fun in life, how to play, how to not be always so serious, how to not be always that Virgo energy of organization and mental charge. It's important to have this balance of playing, and they're in water, and we have the water element right there because we need to go more with the flow. We need to also purge with, if you need to rely on yourself always, you may need to have a little bit more of a purge in the sense of lymphatic, in a sense of maybe crying to release tensions. There's a lot of water element that are going to help you this month to reconnect with just removing the weight of your shoulders. And when we're in water, there is the gravity that is a little bit changed, right? So you need that kind of releasing the weight of your shoulders. You need to have more the going with the flow, more of the overjoy, more of this creation. And I feel that for some of you, it's going to be also about either traveling, either just being more spontaneous, but that kind of energy needs to be reestablished in your life and balance as much as possible with your day-to-day. So romance, while it is Venus retrograde, I don't know. But if you already have a partner, or simply you're just wanting to date without maybe looking for the perfect one, I think you're just going to take it not that seriously and just reconnect with that joy anyway. So that could be very good for you, Saggies, to do that for this month. Overall, beautiful energy, and your intuition is going to be extremely powerful also this month, because you're going to be more with the element and less with the rigidity and the logic.
I love that. And yes, you have like a really valid point. That could also lead to exes coming back. I forgot to say for Saggies, especially for the second eclipse in the fifth house. Yeah, it's a possibility. Or maybe we're going back to old hobbies too, old things that used to make us happy. So there seems to be like this big theme of connecting to your inner child and connected to that joy frequency. And I absolutely love it. Let us know in the comments if you do resonate, and do make sure you hit the like if that's the case. And we will move on to our next sign, which is Capricorn. So for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. First of all, on March 14, we have a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo, and that will be activating your 9th house right over here. So although it will be a fairly difficult eclipse for all of us, I think Capricorn might have like the best placement for that eclipse to be like the most positive. So I'm sure you guys are going to be very happy about that. Because the 9th house is more a psychological house where we can shift things. And because the South Node is there connected, and the eclipse will be close to the South Node, so it will be really easy to let go of past limiting beliefs at this time. So the transformation process will be soft and easier, because in the 9th house is the house of blessings, of connection to God, to the universe, and to the guides. So you're going to be blessed with whatever happens, although it's not an easy eclipse. So I wrote here in my notes, a big psychological shift is underway for you guys. You're going to be ending lots of past patterns, and I feel like it's mostly connected to limiting beliefs that you had. And because it's in the sign of Virgo, we can be talking about lack of self-worth, imposter syndrome, guilt connected to any kind of situation, stress, anxiety, illnesses. So all of that, you can be releasing it by being even more present, connecting to your guides, to your higher self, meditating, not being in the do, but rather like in the present, in the connection. And that could be enough for letting go of a lot of things. And of course, being aware of it. Also, on another subject, you could be seeing the results or the completion of a project connected to the international, to foreign affair, foreign people, to spirituality, religion, law. So along those lines, which is the ninth house, you could be seeing a completion in one of those areas if you have a project connected to that. Also, it could be the end of a legal matter. And because the South Node has this energy of depleting or ending, and there's some kind of past karma that is leaving your let's say beliefs, which is the house of beliefs. So some kind of things that have been ingrained in you with past lives that are no longer beneficial for you are leaving your life at the time of this eclipse. And whatever comes up for you at this time is an invitation to work hard to complete what needs to be completing, because we have an opposition to Saturn around, an almost exact opposition to Saturn with this eclipse on March 14th. So you will need to be very on point with any kind of organization documents that you need to show up if that's the case. So be very Virgo and very organized. Work hard. And I'm sure it's not a problem because you are a Capricorn and Saturn is your planet. So you're kind of used to the energy of like being disciplined, putting the work on a regular basis, being constant. So that's kind of what's being asked of you. You're going to be challenged in some kind of way, maybe in your beliefs and your ideals. So maybe the universe will put up a situation in front of you and be like, are you really committed in changing that limiting belief? So you're going to be responding to that. Also, your communication patterns will be under review because we have Mercury and Venus going retrograde, first in your fourth house and then in your third house. So third house is all about how you think, your mental processes, how you talk to yourself, how you communicate, the words that you use. So really be mindful of that because it will have like a really big impact also in what you are manifesting. And lastly, a bubble of illusion surrounding the third house. So friendships, collaboration, colleagues, social media, projects, document is revealed at the time of this eclipse. So you might have new information and something is coming to light for you to be more, let's say, have your feet on the ground and be more realistic with the approach that you need to take on something.
The taxes.
Oh, yeah?
Well, lots of people are doing their taxes for the year at this moment. So that could be.
Taxes is mostly eighth house, but the third house definitely is like some kind of communication. So it could be, who knows? It could be. So yeah, you will need to be more, let's say, realistic about that. And then on March 29, we have a new moon solar eclipse in Aries, and that will be in your fourth house. That's going to be a really important one, Cappies, because it's going to be the last eclipse in your fourth house for a long time. And you've had eclipses in your fourth and 10th house for the past 2 years. So you've undergone like a huge transformation of your public life versus personal life, career versus home and family. So you had like big transformation there for the past 2 years. So just think about like what happened, because around this eclipse, you're going to be understanding the huge transformation process that you've undergone. And now you're ready to open up a whole new chapter, having understood those lessons and starting with fresh new energy into a new territory in your fourth house. So a lot of you, I think, are going to be moving, changing your living situation. Also, that could be let's say giving yourself more time at home, giving yourself more self-care. Also, that could be, let's say, valuing yourself even more, valuing your time, your personal time, being more present in the moment with your family. So there's something along those lines that is important for you, and you're going to be opening up a whole new chapter there. And that's a really positive eclipse. So yeah, although like we're opening up a new chapter, Mercury, which is close to this eclipse, is still retrograde. Venus is still retrograde. So we're preparing ourselves to move into this new chapter with information from the past, with past lessons that we now understand to move forward and to make sense of our next step. So something will show up in your personal life that has a tie to the past, and that will allow you to start fresh with brand new energy, with optimism. It could be a new home project. It could be a new family project that is being restarted with a fresh new perspective. It can be a new family member, for all I know. Also, there could be new information from the past that is being revealed to you that leads you to view, let's say, your family heritage in a brand new way, in a new light. Also, it's a really good eclipse, I would say, to step outside of what we've inherited as far as values, but also it could be also limiting beliefs that we've inherited. So it's a really good one to be stepping more on your own, on your more individualized path, Aries, and to not feel like you, let's say, you have to do the same thing as your parents did, as your grandparents did, and don't feel any guilt connected to that. And also some can move to a location that they've been before because of that Mercury retrograde, or return to a past place, or return to a past situation, or return to, like, maybe you've had a balance with your work and personal time that you'd like to come back to at the time of this eclipse. So let's look with the cards what we have for Capricorns for the month of March.
So we have the Elder Bat, and it says, trust your senses. And it's the number 1.
Love it.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay. And we have, oh, they're all reversed. Good. So this is the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Cups. So with this, trust your senses and the Queen of Cups, of course, your intuition is going to be very, very strong. But in the same time, what we're seeing is that it could be a little bit too strong in terms of feelings, because we have the moon that is super big. Your emotion could be a little bit all over the place. So I think that a lot of meditation, a lot of grounding, a lot of balancing could be very useful. If you are already doing that kind of practice, it will be less and it will be very positive, I feel. But if you are someone that is typically holding back your feelings and just keeping everything inside, there's a big chance that something is going to come up to the surface, and that is going to be a little bit tougher to manage with a lot of emotions there suddenly. It says trust your senses. So of course you're going to be able to have your intuition guiding you. But in the same time, with this Aries, that number 1 that we have, there could be a little bit of a strong impulse. So just watch what you're doing. We're still in retrograde. We're still having eclipses and retrograde. So yes, it's very good to see which direction you want to take, but it may not be the perfect timing, like Julie said, to start something just now. But prepare everything, understand why you're feeling those, and just to prepare everything. I would say this is the best thing that you can do. So there's a lot of emotion that are there, and I feel guided to take another card, Ace of Cup, another card of Cup.
Wow.
So there could be exes that are coming back around for some reason. There could be emotion that you're either grieving or unfinished emotion, stuff that are unresolved emotionally that you're dealing with, positive or negative. You're going to see what you want to do with those. And there could be, because it says trust your senses. If exes are coming around, of course, trust what you're feeling. If there is unresolved things that needs to be finished, well, follow your heart, follow your guidance, but just know that when you feel that it's done, it's done. Okay? So your logic with those cards is not going to be your number 1 ally this month, I feel. But you're going to need to balance, of course, grounding and your intuition to get the best out of this month.
Wow, powerful reading, Capricorns. I love that. And I feel like with Pluto in their sign for so long, they've been going through a huge death and rebirth. So I feel like you guys are really equipped to go through whatever life has to throw at you. I feel like it's going to be a beautiful month. So thank you. Let us know in the comments if that resonates, and do make sure you hit the like if that's the case. And we will move to our next one, which is Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. All right, so Aquarians, we have a March 14 full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. And for you, it's going to activate your 8th house, so death and rebirth. This is going to be a challenging eclipse, not gonna lie, especially in the 8th house, because it's going to usher huge inner transformation for you guys. And because it's going to be almost directly opposed by Saturn, the planet of obstacles, challenges, tests. So you're going to be having to work extra hard with whatever is being presented to you around this eclipse. So the 8th house deals with a lot of like repressed emotions or things that are unconscious that we don't want to look at. So a big unconscious pattern will be ending for you guys, Aquarians. And because it's going to happen in your axis of energy exchange. So what you give, what you receive, like, and do you have like fair, let's say, energy exchange balance with your work, with your relationship, with every kind of situation, basically. So that eclipse will shine a light on, let's say, things that are not balanced for you. And because there's kind of a big illusion energy here in your 2nd house of how you invest your energy, your money, your time, your energy. And that veil would lift at the time of this eclipse. So it's possible that others have benefited from your energy, your service, your devotion in the past, and now you need to see clearly what is worth your energy and what is not, because you're going to have this eclipse in the 8th house of how you receive as a result of that investment. So because it's connected to the South Node, it's going to talk about, let's say, letting go of something that no longer works for you, and it's a completion cycle because it's a full moon eclipse. So in that regard, some could be ending a job, because it's in the sign of Virgo in your 8th house. Or let's say if you have a collaboration where you've invested money, like some kind of shared investment with other people, could be ending also. Also, on a health level, there could be, let's say, you could be shown the root cause of a health issue or a health imbalance, because like you finally understand like what's at the core of it, because maybe you've depleted your energy too much, maybe you've given too much to other people, and you don't have like this healthy balance of what's coming back to you as a result. And also some Aquarians might be facing some financial challenges, and hopefully solutions too. And to find solutions, you'll need to find more practical ways of dealing with that, because it's happening in the sign of Virgo. So make sure like you are seeing the situation for what it is really. And I'm sure like this eclipse will help with that opposition to Saturn, to see things from a really realistic perspective. And really be a good Virgo in that sense of like making sure things are in order, and whatever solution you will be implementing to overcome that challenge, implement like a step-by-step, one day at a time type of approach. It's not time to see this as a huge mountain. Also, you might be, and you will likely be revisiting or reevaluating how you invest your time, your energy, your money moving forward. And also because both Venus and Mercury will be retrograde, first in your 3rd house and then in your 2nd house of investment, of money. So there's like a huge emphasis on that theme for you Aquarians, of how, let's say, how you invest that in relationship, Venus, but also in your projects, Mercury. It can be in your work too. So you're going to be tasked to really look at it and how do you want to invest and move it forward. And by looking at the past, by looking at the effects of what you've done in the past and how that was that working for you or not. But most likely at the time of this eclipse, we're going to see like what is not functioning and what needs our attention to tweak and make changes. Also, it could be how do you share your finances and the chores with a partner, for example, or other people. It's time to tie up loose ends, especially connected to, it could be drains of energy that you're going to see, things that you're spending your energy, your money, your time that is not worth it anymore. And also, it could be letting go of lack mentality. It could be letting go of poverty mindset. And I think for you guys, it's going to be really powerful if you do some kind of ritual around what you want to let go at the time of this eclipse. And I think being aware of like your patterns from the past that are no longer working for you is a big, big thing that is going to be super powerful. But then if you can make like some kind of ritual about it, I think is going to be really good and powerful. And then lastly, on March 29th, so at the very end of the month of March, we have a new moon solar eclipse in Aries, which is going to activate your third house of new project, of busyness. So you're going to be very busy there. And this is the last eclipse that you're going to have in your third house for a long time, because it's the very last one of the Aries Libra series that you've had in your third and ninth house, which probably changed a lot of like how you communicate, how do you think, what do you believe is possible, is not possible. So you probably had like a lot of, let's say, transformation within your thought process, communication, social media, even learning lessons. And now it's the last one in the third house that finalizes this huge 2-year transformation. So look back what was happening and what kind of journey you've undergone in the past 2 years regarding communication, beliefs, information, mental processes. And this one is kind of time to open up a brand new chapter, kind of a big graduation to open up something really positive in your life while still honoring like what was happening in the past, because it's connected to Mercury retrograde. So maybe you're going to restart a project from the past with a fresh new perspective. Maybe there are new projects, but with elements of the past and some innovative solutions to overcome some of the challenges. You might have also lots of conversations around that time, the third house, with people from the past. Maybe you're going to reconnect with past friends, past colleagues, past connections. That can provide new keys for you to understand like the whole journey that you've been through. Although it's not a time to make final decisions, because at the time of this eclipse, Mercury and Venus are still retrograde, you're going to be shown what kind is the new chapter for you. Like what have you succeeded in as far as, let's say you probably learned something also really important in the past 2 years. And now you're ready to learn something. You're embarking on a whole new learning journey, but it's not time to finalize details yet. Wait until mid-April, but you're going to see what's your next chapter all about, Aquarians. So let's look with the cards. What's happening for them for the month of March?
Okay, it just split in two. So let's go with this one. And it says, keep going. So this is the card of 35. So this is a chariot energy. And we see that it's about movement. For what?
35 is not 8?
Right.
But chariot, you had an intuition about chariot. Sorry.
Keep going. It's a chariot.
I love it.
But yes, thank you for the math lesson. My brain is not there today. Yeah. Okay. So keep going is the energy of the chariot. The number is not. The number is the number of Scorpio. And yes, I mix the houses and the tarot card. That's how I do it. Okay. So let's take your tarot card while my brain is trying to.
But you know, like now I can understand fully your logic about chariot with the card that you just had with keep going, something like that.
Okay.
I totally get you.
Okay. I'm not sure it's a positive thing for your brain, but good.
I think we're sisters. Sometimes some people commented the other day that like we have like weird brain connections. That might be one of them.
The card is the Four of Pentacles. So I think you're just about to break through from a place of either lack or a place of restriction. You're about to break through. So it says keep going, keep pushing through. And now I'm going to use the right number, the number 8, which is death and rebirth with the Scorpio energy. And the chariot still, because the movement forward. So with this, I think that what it talks about is don't mind what other things, don't mind what others would have done in your place, and just keep going with your values, keep going with your vision in mind. And there could be fast evolution on your projects. Of course, Julie mentioned it's retrograde, so not everything will be finalized, but there could be breakthroughs going on where you didn't have any breakthroughs for a long time. And I took an extra card. We have 6 of Pentacles. So we are in the heavy energy of Pentacles. We have the 4 and the 6 of Pentacles. But the 6 is better because it brings balance. And the 6 is, for me in this spread, would represent more of the finally seeing the rewards of your effort. And it's not yet the big breakthrough, but finally you're seeing that it's more fair. Finally, you're seeing some result of it, and you could have a green light for projects because of it. Finally, you could have some kind of another step being done in some of your project, your relationship, your conversation, whatever is going on for you at that time. It's not a time to rest. It's not a time to let go of projects that you think are not moving forward, because it will move forward finally. They may have to transform because the number 8 is death and rebirth. So you may have to transform your project a little bit for them to move forward and let go of what was not working. Let go of if you're writing a book or anything and some part is a big problem for editor or anything, just let go of the dead weight, let go of what is not working out and transform it and keep going. You're going to see that also you could lose some weight. Interestingly enough, I would ask the astrology if there is any
that makes sense. That really makes sense with the 8th house and the first eclipse, and Virgo being more healthy and letting go of some debt weight. That makes sense.
So yeah, it says that you were blocked in life, and because of it, you had either created coping mechanism with food, or you have your body created some hormones to have more fat storage in your body, basically. So I'm seeing that you're going to let go of the weight. And it could be on your body, it could be just in the image of weight on your shoulders. But for some of you, you're going to lose weight with this. And it's not going to be the perfect breakthrough, like I said, but still it's movement forward. So don't stop and continue to believe in your project.
Yay, we love you, Aquarians. We hope you have an amazing month of March full of, let's say, inspiration and strength to carry on, because you have the chariot. Love it. So let us know in the comments if that resonates, and do make sure you hit the like if that's the case, and we will move on to our very last one, which is Pisces, sun, moon, or rising. Let's look at the month of March for you guys. First of all, if you are celebrating your solar return, aka your birthday during the month of March, a very, very happy birthday to you guys. You guys are full of magic, love for humanity, and we love you. And if you'd like to know more about your solar return, I put out a workshop on the Academy, how to calculate that, and also how to choose like the best location for the exact time of your solar return to manifest, because your solar return will impact your whole year ahead. But that being said, we're going to talk about the month of March for you guys. So let's start with March 14, which is going to be a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. And for you, Pisces, is going to be an important one because it's going to activate for the first time in a long time your 7th house with eclipses. So this is the very first time that we've had an eclipse in Virgo, and we will be having eclipses in Virgo, Pisces for about the next year and a half. So Pisces will be under the big spotlight of transformation too. Just as Virgo. And if you are like Sophie, if you are a Sun in Virgo, Pisces rising, then you're double whammy under the spotlight of transformation. Yay! But I'm joking because, well, I'm not joking, but I think it's going to be very positive. And especially because the North Node is in your sign, Pisces, so it means that you're moving like at the speed of light as far as personal transformation. So a very, very important year for you ahead, and March is like the beginning of the huge fated changes that will happen in your life. And we've had already like an eclipse in Pisces, but now is the first eclipse in your 7th house of relationship, partnerships, collaboration, clients. So the first eclipse of that series in your relationship sector, and if your birthday falls around this eclipse, it means you're going to have a solar return eclipse. So an eclipse solar return, which means that you're going to have a whole year full of changes in your personal transformation. So that's going to be a really impactful year that you're going to look back a long time away from now, and you're going to be like, oh my God, 2025 was such like a huge year, like where I got closer to who I truly am. Right. And I've aligned my whole life around that. Also, if you have your birthday between March 1st and March 20th, it means that your solar return will be under Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, maybe one or the other, or maybe both. So it means also that your solar return year ahead will be under lots of reviews, redirection. So you're going to have to really look at the past and review things for the whole year. So let's start with this eclipse. And because it's going to be almost exactly opposed by Saturn in your sign, especially Pisces, you're going to have like a bubble of illusion that's being busted around this eclipse. So something, maybe a secret, maybe something that you've not, let's say, given too much of a deal, too much attention, now needs your attention because you're like, oh, okay, it's for real. And you're going to have to put your more realistic glasses on and deal with this real life situation. And we know that Pisces is connected to escaping reality, sometimes connected to other worlds. So now you're going to be tasked, especially around this eclipse, to be really grounded, really aware of the details, Virgo, really down to earth, really connected to your body. That's going to be really important. So the universe will show you where you had illusions about, especially relationships, and about how you were projecting unconscious stuff onto your relationships. So let's say unhealed wounds, stuff that you didn't really want to look at that was there like on a more unconscious level, and how you've been projecting on to your relationships. So something along those lines will be revealed for you. And that could be connected to the Virgo archetype, which is you're not feeling worthy enough, you're not feeling perfect enough to have like this kind of relationship. You're maybe giving too much, Virgo. So all of that stuff will be revealed to you. in order for you to tweak this balance, in order for you to readjust. And because it's an eclipse connected to the South Node, it deals with the past, it deals with past lives, it deals with past karma, past actions, past relationships. So it's very, very possible that past, let's say, connection will be brought back into your life to further understand the patterns that you were going through over and over again. And now you're ready to break free from those patterns, which is the great news about this eclipse. So really use the magic of the South Node to be releasing the past and what no longer works for your future self. Because let's not forget that the North Node is in your sign, Pisces. So you're going to be moving at the speed of light in 2025. Also, yeah, some relationship and partnership might end at this time because it's a full moon eclipse. So completion of something along the line of relationship, partnership, collaboration, clients. So also it could be something that you're doing a project with clients that is ending or being retweaked. I said that some relationship patterns might end also. That will be very positive, especially if it's a pattern that is not really beneficial for you. So you had time to think about like your dreams, your big project that you want to carry on, but now you're being faced with real life challenges and tests to see if you're really willing to commit to those projects. So it's time. It's not time really to dream big this eclipse. It's time to, let's say, take those dreams and hopes for the future and transform them into reality and work on them, Virgo, and make sure that you're committed. And fix issues, Virgo. Find solutions. Adapt. Be flexible, Virgo. Also implement step-by-step practical strategies if you are, let's say, facing some kind of issue. Also, therapy, healing, and all kinds of way can be very, very beneficial, especially if it's connected to how you relate to other people. So, of course, collaboration, partnership, relationship will play a big, big role for this eclipse. Mercury, Venus are going to be retrograde in your second house of finances, of values, of investment, of energy. And then, so you're going to have to rethink of all of that, all of those things in relationship, in your work projects, and then they will go retrograde in your first house. So you're going to review where do you want to invest your focus moving forward, and how do you want to show up in the world. So maybe there could be like a change of, let's say, values, appearance, how you want to present yourself. Do not do anything too drastic while both Venus and Mercury are retrograde, but just like thinking about it will be really beneficial. And our relationship and partnership align with your future direction and your sense of purpose. Really, really important. So if you have one thing to remember that, to make sure that those relationship and the people that you choose moving forward are connected and support your life mission, your sense of purpose. And if you want to know more about that, I put out a video on Venus retrograde, which I think could be really important for you guys, especially because it will be retrograde in your sign. And finally, we're going to talk about the March 29 new moon solar eclipse in Aries. That's going to be activating your second house of finances, values, energy, and possessions. So that will be the last eclipse that you're going to have in your second house for a long time. So this is a really important one. And you've had eclipses in your second and eighth house for the last 2 years. So how do you give? How do you receive? How do you invest your time, money, energy? And how do you get rewarded from those investments? So you had like a huge, let's say, transformation along those lines, how you manage your money, how do you relate to money in general. And now it's the last eclipse in your second house, meaning like you're graduating and ready to open up a fresh new cycle with the lessons learned before regarding money, investment of time, of energy. So at this time, we're still putting all the puzzle pieces together of the past because Mercury is still retrograde, Venus is still retrograde. So we're still like making those connections, thinking about like what journey have we been on and what can we take as a takeaway into our new cycle, our new chapter. And there could be a new investment that you're making that's somehow connected to the past, or a past project that you're bringing back. There could be a new perspective on how you want to invest your time, your energy, your money. And you're going to understand where you had illusions and unrealistic expectations around such topics, around especially money. And how do you want to make change moving forward? And you're going to open up a fresh new cycle with a new perspective, feeling more independent, Aries in your second house, feeling more self-sufficient, feeling more bold, more courageous, and believing in your value and what you can bring to the world, and also how you can benefit from those investments. So let's look at the cards for our beautiful Pisces for the month of March.
Okay. We have trust your senses, and if there is a sign that should have this card, it is the Pisces, because you do have a sixth sense and you're able to connect with source. It is a number one, so that's the Aries energy. I think it's going to be front center, your feelings, your senses about what is going on. Your intuition is going to be front center right now, and you will need to rely on it. Basically, I think that you have learned a lesson that this is one of your strong quality, one of your strong gift in the last probably 2 years, like Julie said. And this is something that you have to use more and more. It could be music, it could be creation, it could be anything artistic or anything related to Pisces energy. It could be also with your intuition. But whatever it is, you do have this kind of connection with source that is direct, and you should always trust it. So during those months of retrograde, I think that any type of art therapy, any type of energetic therapy is going to help you to even more dive into your powers, and even more go with answers if you had any question that are left unanswered at this point. We have the card of Two of Pentacles, and let's take one more. We have the Page of Wands. I feel like you're ending a chapter of your life to start a new one. And that could be something that you want to do. It could be more travel. It could be something that takes you also far away from where you started in terms of evolution, or in terms of also physical distance. You could be traveling more. It could be changing your location. It could also just be having changed so much that we are seeing you going to new places and going very far in your project and in what you want to create. Overall, it says that you have learned to trust in your intuition, to rely on yourself, to be safe at all time. And you have learned that whatever is coming your way, you're able to manage because you have a strong gift. And in this month, and I would say in this retrograde, those two retrograde, you're going to be able to learn how far you have traveled to become this person that whatever comes your way, you're going to know either in advance, or you're going to know during how to move through it. So that will make space for you to go for new adventures. It will make space for you to open up to new adventures and new creation and new worlds of possibility. There is no limit anymore because you have learned to trust in yourself. And I think that this is going to make you more happy. And I think this is going to make you more connected and more fulfilled overall. But there is a part of you that has died during the last few months, and there is a new part of you that is just waiting, that you give yourself permission to be in this new vibration, to be in this new strength. Once you are there, I feel like it's going to be a big energy of pure love, and you're going to be also protected energetically because of it. So congratulations.
Wow, I love this reading for you, Pisces. This is so beautiful, so powerful. Thank you so much, Sophie. Let us know if you resonate with that, Pisces, and do make sure you hit the like button if that's the case. And thank you so much, everybody. We love you. We wish you an amazing month of March, and we will be seeing you very shortly. Have a lot of, let's say, beautiful inspiration during the month of March. Bye, everybody.